Have you ever noticed that people often reveal their true character not when they gain something, but when they no longer need you? The uncomfortable truth is that most of what people call loyalty, love, respect, and friendship is tested only when circumstances change. Tonight you'll discover 7 brutal truths about human nature that most people spend their entire lives avoiding. Some of these truths may make you uncomfortable, but the ones that hurt the most are usually the ones we need to hear. Human nature is fascinating. We like to believe that people are rational, honest, loyal, and fair. We want to think that good intentions always lead to good outcomes. But reality tells a different story. Beneath the surface of everyday conversations, relationships, workplaces, and social circles, hidden psychological forces shape behavior in ways most people never notice. The purpose of this video isn't to make you cynical, it's to make you aware. Because once you understand human nature, you stop taking everything personally, you stop being manipulated, and you start making better decisions. Let's begin. Truth number 1. People often show you who they are long before they tell you who they are. Most people don't hide their character. They reveal it in small moments, the way they treat strangers, the way they react when someone disagrees with them, the way they speak about people who aren't present. The problem is that we usually ignore these signals. We listen to promises. We believe words. We focus on potential. But behavior is always the more honest language. Someone can tell you they're trustworthy 1,000 times, yet one repeated action can reveal the opposite. The harsh reality is that people leave clues everywhere. What destroys us isn't that we didn't see the truth. It's that we saw it and convinced ourselves it meant something else. Trust patterns, not promises, because patterns rarely lie. Truth number 2. Many people don't appreciate your presence until they experience your absence. Human beings adapt quickly. When something valuable becomes consistently available, it often becomes invisible. Your kindness, your loyalty, your support, your effort. Over time, people begin treating these things like guarantees instead of gifts. This isn't always because they're bad people. It's because familiarity often reduces appreciation. What people notice most is change, and when your presence disappears, the value they ignored suddenly becomes obvious. This explains why some friendships improve after distance, why some relationships become stronger after separation, and why people sometimes come back after realizing what they lost. Never exhaust yourself trying to prove your worth. The people who truly value you won't need your absence to recognize your importance. Truth number 3. Some people cheer for you until you're ahead of them. Envy rarely announces itself. It hides behind smiles, compliments, and polite conversations. At first, everyone loves your dreams. Your ambitions seem harmless. But once your progress becomes real, the emotional landscape changes. Because your success becomes evidence. Evidence of what they could have done. Evidence of risks they never took. Evidence of excuses they can no longer justify. Suddenly, support becomes silence. Encouragement becomes criticism. Interest becomes distance. The uncomfortable reality is that not everyone wants what's best for you. Many people want what's best for you, as long as it doesn't surpass what's best for them. Don't measure support by applause. Measure it by consistency. Because genuine supporters don't disappear when you start winning. Truth number 4. The more desperately you seek approval, the easier you become to control. Approval feels good. It always has. Human beings evolved in groups. Acceptance meant survival. Rejection meant danger. But in the modern world, this instinct is often exploited. When someone knows your self-worth depends on their validation, they gain influence over your decisions. They can manipulate your emotions, shape your behavior, and control your actions without force. The person who constantly needs approval becomes predictable. And predictability creates vulnerability. This is why confident individuals seem powerful, not because they're perfect, but because they aren't controlled by other people's opinions. Seek respect more than approval. Approval is temporary. Self-respect is permanent. Truth number 5. People often stay in familiar pain longer than they risk unfamiliar growth. Change sounds exciting until it becomes necessary. Most people don't fear failure, they fear uncertainty. Even when a situation is clearly unhealthy, the known discomfort feels safer than the unknown possibility. This is why people remain in toxic relationships, stay in careers they hate, continue habits that damage them. The human mind values certainty. Even when certainty is painful, growth requires stepping into territory where outcomes aren't guaranteed. And that's exactly what many people avoid. Temporary discomfort is often the entrance fee to a better life. The pain of growth usually lasts less time than the pain of staying stuck. Truth number 6. What people say about others often reveals more about them than the person they're describing. Listen carefully. When someone constantly talks about betrayal, they may struggle with trust. When someone constantly judges others, they may secretly judge themselves. When someone constantly spreads negativity, they often carry unresolved negativity inside. People project. It's one of the most common psychological behaviors. The mind interprets the world through its own experiences, fears, insecurities, and beliefs. This doesn't mean every criticism is false, but it does mean that every criticism contains information about the critic. Pay attention to recurring patterns in people's conversations. Their words often reveal their internal world, and understanding this can save you from taking unnecessary criticism personally. Truth number 7. The strongest person isn't the one who controls others. It's the one who controls themselves. Most people think power is influence, status, authority, money, control. But true power begins somewhere deeper, within yourself. Anyone can react, anyone can lose their temper, anyone can act on impulse. But emotional discipline is rare. The person who controls their emotions controls their decisions. The person who controls their decisions controls their future. And the person who controls their future becomes difficult for others to manipulate. Self-mastery creates freedom, because once your emotions stop controlling you, other people lose many of the tools they once used against you. Your greatest victory will never be over another person. It will always be over the weaker version of yourself. The moment you understand human nature, you stop expecting people to be perfect and start learning how to protect your peace. These 7 truths aren't meant to make you distrust everyone. They're meant to help you see clearly. Awareness isn't negativity. Awareness is protection. The better you understand people, the better you understand yourself. And the better you understand yourself, the less power the world has over your emotions. Which of these 7 truths hit you the hardest? Share your answer in the comments. And if you enjoy exploring the hidden psychology behind human behavior, subscribe for more videos that reveal the truths most people never see.